Hi everyone, welcome back. In this tutorial, I will show you how to exporting and importing calendar events in the Blazor Scheduler component. By exporting scheduler events to the ICS file format, I can easily open them in default calendars like Google or Outlook. First, let me open the existing Blazor WebAssembly app, where I've added the Syncfusion Blazor Scheduler component with the t-value property, bound to the appointment data model class. I have also bound these events to the data source property. If you want to learn how to get started with the Blazor Scheduler component, check out the video linked in the YouTube card above. You can also find this example by following the link in the provided description below. Let me run the example application. Look now, it renders with provided appointments. Next, let's move on to the process of exporting the scheduler event and opening it in other default calendars. First, I declare the component reference named schedule reference and bind the ref attribute to the scheduler component. Using the scheduler reference, I can access the scheduler built-in methods. Here, I am going to display a button that allows you to export scheduler events as ICS file with simple button click. To achieve this, I'll be using the Syncfusion button component namespace. Then, I define the Blazor button component with the content, export to iCalendar, and add the on-click event. In this event, I will bind the event handler which is responsible for handling the export to ICS functionality. So, I create the public async method named export to ICS. Inside the method, if the scheduler reference is not null, I call the export to iCalendar async method using the schedule reference to export scheduler events into an ICS format file. Finally, I bind the export to ICS method to the onClick event about button component. Look now, you can see the export to iCalendar button. When I click the button, it will download the ICS file. Then open the downloaded file, which will navigate to Outlook. Notice that it will import the scheduler event calendar into my Outlook calendar. By default, the calendar is exported with the file name calendar. If you want to change this file name when exporting, I pass the file name as scheduler events. See here, when I click the button, you can notice that the file is downloaded with the provided name. Next, I will show how to import events from another calendar. To begin, I need to display the Syncfusion Uploader button, which allows us to upload the Outlook calendar to the scheduler component. To do this, I'll be utilizing the Syncfusion Inputs component namespace. Then I start by creating the Uploader component. This component allows browsing and selecting the ICS file to import events from another calendar. I add the allowed extension property to ICS, which means only files with the ICS extension can be uploaded. Also, add the class calendar import to CSS class property to customize the uploader component. I use it for custom styling or to target this specific uploader component in CSS rules. Then define the uploader buttons tag in the SF uploader component, with added the browse property to choose a iCalendar file. This element defines the browse button, choose iCalendar file for the file upload. Then I define the uploader events tag and set the value change event. In this event, I will bind it to a method which is responsible for handling the upload functionality and importing the default Outlook calendar events. So, I create a new public async method named onChange, which takes the parameter upload change event args. Inside this method, loop through the selected files and read their content using a stream reader. Then pass the file content to the import iCalendar async method of the schedule reference, which will import the events from the ICS file into the Blazor scheduler. Finally, I bind the onChange method to the value change event of our uploader component. Then I add the division tag with CSS style for buttons alignment. Now, you can see the Choose iCalendar File button to import events from another calendar into the Blazor Scheduler. For demonstration purposes, I need to upload Outlook Calendar. So I open my Outlook calendar, and I create 2 more events in Outlook. And after that, I need to save the Outlook calendar to my local system. Now, I click the Choose iCalendar button, select an already saved Outlook calendar from my local system. And now you can see the 2 events bound in the Scheduler component. This feature enhances the flexibility of your application and streamlines the process of managing events across different calendars. In this video, I showed you how to export calendar events as ICS files in the Scheduler component, and also covered how to export a calendar with a custom file name and import events from another calendar. For more information on Scheduler's features, be sure to check out the documentation link provided in the video description. If you would like to see the working code of this example, you can download it from the GitHub link in the description below. I've also provided a link where you can see if you qualify for a free community license to use all our Blazor products. If you found this video useful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.